Welcome back to Time Out with J and G. It's J over here. It's G over there.
Yo, what is going on, everyone?
And today we are back with episode 4 of our ranking every position. Today we are ranking our top 10 power forwards in the NBA based on last season. I feel like we've kind of made that clear, but some people
Yep.
are. So yeah, this is based on last season, not like overall career wise and stuff like that. We've already done point guard, shooting guard, small forwards, and then next week we will be doing centers, and then that'll be done. And honestly, that'll be August then, so like preseason football's coming up soon. Like we kind of got through this stretch pretty quickly of no
Yes, we did.
like no basketball, no football, and obviously the Olympics are going on right now. USA went
Nice.
undefeated. Didn't
Team
Go ahead.
Team USA also having a couple of scares.
Yeah. South Sudan and Germany didn't look great, but LeBron doing what LeBron does against Germany, scores 11 or the final 11 points against Germany to get the win. The South Sudan was just that was a crazy game. I mean, what do you like? Obviously, the talent is way better on Team USA. Why do you think they're kind of struggling with some of these random games?
Because, for one, it's been said before, teams play more passionately and more vigorously for their home nation or their home country. And the other thing is just like if you look at this Team USA, like in theory, you'd be like, oh well, all these guys they would just dominate. Well, I mean, when you put them all together, almost every single person on the team is ball dominant.
Yeah,
So that also got to play a factor into it, but it's also like I said, every when people play for their home country, there's a different type of pride. You know what
that
I
is
mean?
that is true. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of mouths to feed on that Team USA offense, and it just seems like they just don't really have the teammate chemistry right now because they're not used to playing with each other. But
Yeah.
they got through all their exhibition games, so then the stuff actually is going to start. I still think we're taking home gold. Like they got the wins against Germany and South Sudan, so I guess it's kind of hard to read into it too much because they won. But it's like, maybe they shouldn't have been this close though. Maybe LeBron shouldn't have had to take over to beat Germany. But I mean, they got the win, so
Hey, that's all that matters is the win.
yeah. So before we get up into there, we just talk about Team USA. Is there anything else you want to address or talk about before we jump into this?
Not really.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't have any notes down here. I don't think there was anything unless I'm missing something big, which I mean, I guess is possible, but I think we are good. Well, then screw it. Let's go ahead and jump into our top 10 power forwards in the NBA today. Do you want to get started at 10? Do you want me to get started?
It doesn't really matter. I guess I'll start. My number 10 is Julius Randle.
Okay. Okay, that's close to where I have him. I don't have him at 10, but I'm close.
I mean, he was a big part of the Knicks team that made it as far as they did, but an injury did derail his season. I probably would have him a lot higher
Mhm.
than 10 if he would have played, through the entire season and played into the playoffs. But he had a really good year. Julius Randle is a good player. We all know that he had a good year for the things that have happened with the
Mhm.
injuries and everything else. So yeah, he's my number 10.
Yeah, my number 10 is Aaron Gordon. Kind of a similar thing you said, not injury wise, but I think if we would have made this list last year, Aaron Gordon would have been a couple spots higher. He did drop from 16 to 14 points. Obviously, they won a championship the year before. They lost in the second round this year. Um, his assists went up by a half an assist. His rebounds stayed the same. Free throws went up by 50%, but he's shooting still 65. Or I'm sorry, his free throw went up by 5%, not 50%, but he's still only shooting 65% from the free throw line. Not great. Not great at all. He shot 29% from three this year, which was 5%, almost 6% worse than last year. And then the shooting percentage was about 1% down on about one less shot. Like he just wasn't quite as efficient this year. His scoring went down. Still a great defender, still a great pick and roll partner, pick and pop for Aaron, for Jokic, Jamal Murray. Like I said, we know what a defender Aaron Gordon is. He's a really good glue piece. He fits that four spot really, really well for the Denver Nuggets, but I think just the points going down and the efficiency going down, unfortunately, is going to drop him probably 2 or 3 spots than where he would have been this time last year.
Gotta agree 100%.
Easy enough, easy enough. So then I'll go ahead and I'll just piggyback off what you said. I had Julius Randle at number 9. And yeah, kind of
Okay.
like what you said about like the injury. Yeah, the injury is kind of what dropped him down a couple spots because he was playing pretty well. He like, well, let's see. I had the stats up here for a second. He was, averaging 24 points per game, a half a steal, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, shooting 78% from the free throw line, which is his second highest of his career. He was shooting 31% from 3, which was lower, and his regular field goal percentage was actually up 1%. But he only played 46 games, and that's a little bit below our cutoff, but I think it's just close enough where it's like it is what it is. Like, Julius Randle was a good player. He deserves to be on there, kind of like we did with the Desmond Bane thing in the shooting guards list. He was an all-star this year, so it is kind of funny that we have an all-star below a couple guys that aren't all-stars, that weren't all-stars this year. But again, if he played a whole season, he's probably up in the 5 area, at least I think 5-6 range. I think, but unfortunately, you just kind of have to put it down that you only play half a season. You can't be up there with guys that played pretty much the entire season.
Yeah, 100%. And at my 9th spot, I have Lauri Markkanen.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. He averaged about 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot damn near 40% from 3, which is his second highest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
He was just balling out on a very bad Utah team.
Yeah.
Very bad Utah team, and I just wanted to give him his flowers and put him here because he's a commodity that we've heard trade rumors circling around. But he came out 23, like I said, 23, 8, and 2, 40% from 3, 48% from the field. He just had a really, really good season.
Well, did your mic cut out?
No.
Okay, it sounded like it did dead air. Well, I will say because I have Lauri Markkanen on my list, but he's quite a bit higher than 9.
Okay.
I do have him quite a bit higher than 9. But you did your Lauri Markkanen. I do like Lauri Markkanen deserves to be on this list, 100%. He had a good season for a Utah team that, like you said, had really nothing going on for him. I don't know. I think I'm curious to see who you have above him, because I think if we have similar players on our list, I'm curious to see your reasoning for why he's below some of these players in between. But go ahead and do your 8. We'll get to that when we get to that.
My 8 is Evan Mobley.
Oh, Evan Mobley did not make my list. He was on my short list of people right outside.
Damn. So there's a couple people that one of us have and the other person doesn't.
Yeah,
have.
I was debating between Aaron Gordon and Evan Mobley at the 10 spot, and maybe I will get some heat for that, but I don't know. I gave it to Gordon, maybe because of just maybe I based it off more of the championship run, which is wrong of me to do, but yeah.
But I mean, Evan Mobley, about practically 16 points per game, damn near 10 rebounds, about a block and a half a game on 3 assists. He shot 37% from 3 on 1.2 attempts. Mm-hmm. He just had a really, really good season, and one of the reasons why I'm giving Evan Mobley the spot over Markkanen is because Mobley has shown that he can score the ball efficiently.
Yeah.
And his defense backs it up on the other end. Markkanen's defense is suspect at times. And that's one of the reasons why I gave that spot to Mobley.
No, I'm so sorry. I completely read my list wrong. I have Evan Mobley at 8, but I had, and maybe this is going to spoil it for you. I don't know. I originally had Jaren Jackson Jr. in that spot, and then I went online and saw that they've had him listed at center these past 2 years.
Okay, so just to be clear, we're putting Jaren Jackson Jr. at the center.
I guess you had Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah, that was like because
I'm gonna be honest, it just went right over my head. I don't have him on the list.
Well, then that works out. Yeah, that works out because I was like, oh, Jaren Jackson Jr. because like he played a lot of that with Steven Adams at the 5 and something like that. But all these places have him listed at center, and he did play a lot of center last year because they didn't have it. So I was like, yeah, it kind of slipped my mind that he played a lot of center because he had a lot of injuries last year. But then I took out Jaren Jackson Jr. and replaced him with Evan Mobley. So yeah. No, I'm sorry. Evan Mobley I have at 8 as well, but you can go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I mean, he just had a really good year, and obviously behind Donovan Mitchell.
Darius Garland.
There you go. I get him and Colin Sexton mixed up sometimes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Behind those two, because those two are the primary ball handlers, coming
Hmm.
in as like a third or fourth option, scoring practically 16 a game, grabbing damn near 10 boards. Like he's just a complete player at the forward position.
Yeah, I like Evan Mobley a lot. The only gripe I have with Evan Mobley, and I don't know how much is on him versus just like the situation where like what he is on this Cavaliers team. He like I feel like we're damn near still watching the same player we did his rookie season. Like he came out of the gates as a rookie great, but I feel like it just he hasn't really taken any big steps. And again, maybe if any Cavs fans are watching that watch every game, you can let us know in the comments that like I'm sure there's parts of the game he has gotten much better at, but like when you just look at his overall game, it's like yeah, he's got a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger and stuff like that, but like he's still damn near giving you. I mean, his rookie season 15, 8 and 2.5. Then he went to 16, 9, 3, and then he's at 16, 9.5, 3 this year. Like you're just kind of getting the same thing for 3 seasons in a row, which is it's good stats. And again, he's behind Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, then obviously Jared Allen down at the center spots. Like, and then that one year they had Lauri Markkanen in there too. So it's like he hasn't really gotten the opportunity, but I'd like to see his offensive game progress to some capacity. And that's like the only gripe, and that doesn't really affect this list at all. But it's just when I watch Evan Mobley play, I'm like, you're getting a good quality player, but it's like, where has he really taken strides from his rookie season? And with obviously dropping the guy top 5 that he was, you want to see them strides.
And then again, like he might just be at the peak, and he's gonna ride this peak for the next 10 years.
Which
To where you can he's a reliable 16-10 block and a half kind of guy.
I mean, I guess is cool, but I think you're just expecting more. But then again, like if they, I think inevitably they move on from Jared Allen and they make him the full-time 5. Maybe that's the point where he takes that next step when he's got the full-time 5 position to himself instead of having to share the court with Jared Allen all the time. Again, maybe like I said, maybe that's where we start to see that big jump. I just think for this Cavs team to really want to be championship contenders, they need him to take that step.
100%.
So no, I'll go number 7. This is where I have the guy that was traded middle of the season, Pascal Siakam.
Hey yo, I got Pascal at 7 too.
Oh, dude, we're just locked in. What can I say?
Absolutely locked in.
A little bit over. Oh, I just got all that. A little bit over 21 points per game, about 4 assists, about 8 rebounds. He shot 70% from the free throw line, which is actually one of the worst of his career. Wasn't great. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at that wrong because they have it split up here for Toronto, Indy, and then his totals for the season. I'm sorry. So let me about 22 points per game, about 4.5 assists, about a steal a game, about a half a block a game, about 8 rebounds a game, and 77% from the free throw line, or 73% from the free throw line. Holy moly, I'm reading numbers all over the place. About 34% from 3, 53 from the floor, and he played in 80 games this season. Now, we know what Pascal Siakam is. He, for a while there, was starting to get comparisons to Julius Randle in the sense of like 2 seasons ago, Julius Randle, where it's like he does a lot to get his own bucket, but that's really all he's doing, and he's still not even efficient when he does it. Like, he kind of got the nickname that like people knew Pascal Siakam's the guy that would constantly take spin moves trying to get to the layups, and but he's really like I like him in this situation now behind Tyrese Halliburton because it's clear that, well, outside of a stretch of bad games for Tyrese this past season, Tyrese is their guy, and then Pascal's like the number 2 complementary piece to Tyrese Halliburton because I like Pascal Siakam, but I don't think he's number 1 on a championship team. I don't know if Tyrese Halliburton's number 1 on a championship team either, but I think them together is a lot better than him leading a team with like OG, Fred VanVleet, and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm curious. The first stretch when he got traded to Indiana, it didn't look great between him and Tyrese Halliburton, but then they started figuring it out late in the season, and then they had a really great playoff run together. Obviously, they got to the conference finals, and they both played great. So I think genuinely this is a guy, Siakam, depending on how next season goes with like the way him and Tyrese Halliburton kind of like mesh together, having a full offseason together and having a full season. I I don't know if it's going to happen because the guys above him are good players, like damn, really, really good players. Siakam could find himself with a season where he's top 5 easily.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
if he really goes crazy.
yeah.
I mean, I agree with what you said 100%. And, not a number 6. This may be a little bit of a surprise, but I have Zion Williamson at 6.
Actually, I don't have him far. I have him above, but I don't have him much further above.
Okay. Zion, he averaged 23 points, 6 rebounds, about 5 assists, a steal, shot 33% from 3, so about his career average.
Mm-hmm.
His field goal percentage went down a little bit, but he was one of the catalysts for this Pelicans team to make it to the playoffs. Did they make the play-in or did they make the... No, they made the playoffs, right?
No, did they? Because they
Because they lost to the Lakers in the first playing game.
yeah, they were the 8th seed. So they lost to the Lakers in the first playing game, and then
They won the second playing
yes,
game.
and then they lost in like 4 or 5 to OKC the first round.
Okay. But he didn't play in the playoffs.
No, he did not. He got hurt in that Lakers playing game. Where,
Yeah, so-
by the way, he was killing our asses in that game.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, this is the most we've seen of Zion.
Mm-hmm.
His first year, he played 24. His second year, he played 61. His third year, he did not play at all because of the foot injury. Last year, he only played 29. This year, he played 70 games, on about 32 minutes a game. This is the most we've seen of Zion.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, his points went down a little bit and everything went down, but they did have C.J. McCollum. They did have Brandon Ingram. They brought in a couple more pieces, but he is still a really good player, and this season for him was good, especially helping will this Pelicans team to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because oh, here was that. Did I pull it up there? Like I said, that Lakers game he had was killing our asses. Oh, they don't, because it's a play-in game. They don't have it. Play in versus Lakers 2024. Can I see his stats?
Against no, that was against Golden State. Against the Lakers, he played. Against the Lakers, he played 34 minutes, went 4 for 13 from the field, got 12 points, 8 assists.
That's not that
rebounds.
game. That is not that game.
That's the very last game of the season for them against the Lakers.
That's
He went
no,
off
no,
against
no,
the
no.
Warriors.
No. This is it. The play-in game. The Lakers won 110 to 106. Zion had 40 points before he got injured. He was killing our asses before he got injured. April 16th, I think. Yeah, I don't know what.
Must have just been the last game of the year then.
Yeah, because that playing game, he was killing us. And we probably would have lost that game if he didn't get hurt. No, Zion's like, I'm glad to see the season we got from Zion because like I remember back in like 2016 or so, his high school tape started coming out of like him just doing crazy windmill dunks and blocking shots into the 5th row of the stands at high school stadiums and just like it was nuts. And then obviously like he ends up going to Duke, and that Duke team underperforms him, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, but all 3 of them went like top 5. So like, and to this point, none of the 3 of those guys' careers have really turned out the way we thought. Like, obviously, Cam Reddish just hasn't been good. He just hasn't been good. RJ Barrett's been a guy that, like, he's a fine starting forward. That, like, starting 2-3, like, he's fine, but he's not going to be an all-star, nothing like that. And then Zion has the skill and has the ability to be a top whatever player in this league. It's just, injuries, man. He can't stay healthy. And this season, like I said, I think it was, 70 games? I think, right? 70 games, which is by far, like I said, by far the most he played. And we even saw strides still on his defensive side of the ball this year, which is something that we saw in high school and Duke that we haven't seen in the NBA. I mean, I think a lot of that's, you kind of hear this thing a lot, like the more competitive teams you just tend to see more defense out of the more competitive teams because, like, if you're not winning games, why am I trying on defense? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm not going to care. So I think
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to be an all defensive player, but if he can just become a good defender, then man, I think we're finally in the next 2 years we're going to get the Zion that we thought we were getting out of high school, out of college. What was that? That was number 6 for you?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. My number 6. This is where I had Lauri Markkanen. I had Lauri Markkanen at number 6, and you read off his stats and stuff like that. He led, I say in quotation marks, this Jazz team because like they weren't very good. But he just became a guy that can score from all 3 levels. Like just I don't really take into account too much his defense and his passing because like again on a Jazz team it really doesn't have a lot going on for it. But there's a reason he's in trade talks to go to the Warriors. Like I don't think he makes them a championship contender, him alone. But like it's obvious that he's going to be a very, very good plug-and-play piece for a team that needs that extra spark. I'd like the 3-4 position, mostly the 4, depending on the team.
Yeah.
I like Lauri Markkanen, and I think we saw with the Cavs, he's able to fit in lineups where he was on the court with both Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and he fit in. It's like he's so versatile because, yeah, he's 7 foot tall, but he has the skills as a big guard, big wing. You know what I mean? So, Lauri Markkanen has a ton of untapped potential, and I think getting him on a team, I mean, if he goes to the Warriors, you know what I mean, where he's got Steph Curry with him, he's got a guy like Draymond at the 4 spot that, you know, Draymond's still a good defender, a good passer, he's still an IQ guy. I don't think statistically it's going to happen because again he's going to be like he could be playing with Curry, but that could be a spot for a most improved player type season. Now, again, I understand that's tough because he averaged 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Like it's tough. I don't think he'll win most improved, but like you can legitimately see him, or maybe I should say not most improved, but like more of a, I don't even say most valuable because that's the MVP award, but like what Andrew Wiggins did with the Warriors that season.
Yeah.
Like where he became one from a guy that like obviously Lauri Markkanen's at a better point in his career than Andrew Wiggins was when he got to Golden State, but he like revitalizes his career in a way of like, oh my God, this guy can impact winning basketball and be one of the best players in the finals. And I think that's something Lauri Markkanen could replicate. But then I think like that could then be his new career arc. Like I don't think you'll have the fall off that Andrew Wiggins did. Sorry, Andrew Wiggins, I didn't mean to like shit on you there for a second.
Damn. Andrew Wiggins catching strays out
Nah,
here.
I like Andrew Wiggins. I like Andrew Wiggins. I really, it sucks how his career's been the past, really his whole career outside that 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so number 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, my number 5, Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
Yeah, number 5 I have Cat. He was one of the main reasons why this Minnesota team made the run in the playoffs, ended up beating the former champions in the Denver Nuggets. This season he had 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, almost a block and a steal a game. Pretty good. He shot damn near 42% from 3, which would almost tie his career high.
Mm-hmm.
He shot over 50% from the floor. He was one of the top dogs on this Minnesota team. Obviously, you can argue if it was him or if it was Anthony Edwards, but he was one of the top dogs on this team that ended up getting them into the playoffs and quote unquote upsetting Denver. Everyone thought Denver was going to make it to the finals, and they didn't even make it past the second round.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have Karl Anthony Towns at number 5.
So this is where I found out the problem.
What?
I forgot Cat. We literally talked about it 2 hours ago. But in my defense, I was at the gym and I was like reading through our text and I wasn't really I forgot Cat. I'm sorry, Cat. Like I don't know. I don't know what possessed me. I was going through my list and boom, I just realized I'm like looking at my list. I'm like, there's somebody that like, I don't know. So shout out Cat. This is probably around the area he would be for me as well. Yeah, I have nothing I can really say. Just nothing I can really say. I don't know. Man,
It's all good.
well, I mean, my number 5 is Zion Williamson.
Okay.
But we kind of just talked about him for like 5 minutes with yours, so I don't really have too much more to say. I guess I had him over Lauri Markkanen just because I just think I don't know. I just think Zion's a more dominant player than Lauri Markkanen. It's kind of like comparing Shaq to to, oh God, I don't even know. Like, I don't want to make a comparison for that, but like just a guy that's just completely dominant and kind
Just
of leading.
a
Huh?
physical athlete freak.
Yeah, and I just think Zion has the high, and I guess they're in their like, well, Laurie Markinson's like mid to late 20s now, but like I just see Zion as that guy that's like Zion has that potential, like I said, to be a top blank guy in this league, where I just don't think Laurie Markkinen has that, and I guess I gave that a little bit of a bump in his name with Zion, but yeah, damn, I can't believe I forgot about Cat. This is the first year we're doing this, okay? I'll preface. So if it's gonna be a little rough this first year, okay? Give us next
Yep.
year, we're gonna be great.
We're gonna be better. We're gonna be better. So what's your number 4?
Number 4. This guy's younger than me, and I don't like this.
I think we have the same player at 4 then.
Paolo Banchero.
Hell yeah.
I don't like how this guy's younger. Oh, that's actually insane.
Dude, he's younger than both of us.
That's crazy. Oh, yeah, Paolo, almost 23 points per game, about a half block per game, about a steal a game, 7 rebounds, 5.5 assists. He shot 72% from the free throw line, about 34% from 3, which is about 4% better than his rookie season. Played 80 games, shot 45% from the floor on 17 attempts. And, of course, in the playoffs, he was nuts. Was the biggest reason they went 7 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Paolo is going to be a superstar, man. I'm going to put my stamp on that right now. I know that's not that's not a crazy hot take or anything like that. Like it's not, you know what I mean?
Nah.
But,
I got a crazy hot take.
Oh no.
In the next 3 years, Paolo Banchero is gonna win an MVP.
That's a hot take because
In
he's
the
still going to
next
be like
3
23,
years.
24.
In the next 3 years, he's gonna win or I shouldn't say win an MVP, but he's gonna be top 3 for MVP.
It's going to be tough. The only reason I say this is because you still got Luka, you got Anthony Edwards could take that jump, Wemby, and then you still 3-4 years. Jokic is still in that. Giannis could still be in that. Like that's gonna be tough.
I want everyone to bookmark this, and in 2 to 3 years when he's up for MVP, I called it.
Wow. I mean, that would be dope. I mean, that would actually be super dope. But like, I don't know. That's crazy. No, but like, yeah, like I said, Paolo is that guy. He doesn't get talked about nearly enough for a number 1 pick and how good he is. But again, he plays in Orlando, so they're not really getting the buzz. But after making the playoffs as like a 5-6 seed last season, and then going 7 games with the Cleveland Cavaliers, a lot of people tuned in and saw Paolo and like, oh, this guy is special. And I've seen this offseason him get a lot more buzz than he did last offseason. So I think, and then again, this Magic team should be good again this season. Like I think they only got better. So if they can sneak into the playoffs as a mid-seed again, Paolo's going to really start getting the attention he deserves. He was an All-Star this year, 2nd year All-Star. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's going to be tough for him to be All-NBA in the next couple of seasons because, like I said, there's a lot of forwards in this league that are, like, good. Well, actually, no. All-NBA is positionless now, isn't it? It's just, like, the top 15 in the league.
I know Depoy's positionless. I don't know.
Depoy's always been
All-NBA.
You talk about all defensive.
All defensive, yes. All defensive. Teams, I believe they went to positionless this year. I don't know about All NBA.
Is All NBA positionless?
I think
Starting with the 2023-2024 season, which would be this coming up season, coinciding with the start of the new CBA between the NBA and its player union, the NBA adopted the WNBA's positionless format for All NBA team.
Okay.
So starting now, okay, so all defense teams started last year. This year starts with the All NBA teams as well.
Okay.
So it's gonna be tough for Paolo to get an All NBA team in the next couple of years because there's a lot of superstars left in this league, even some of the older ones. But again, like you said, next 3 to 5 years, hey, he's got the talent for it, man. I just hope he doesn't fall into that small market tax, like just not getting as much attention because he's a small market. But I mean, if they're winning, it's kind of hard to shut him down or deny him All NBA if they're winning and in the playoffs. So I don't know.
I know. I talked about it with you a lot during the season, like mid-season towards the end, that he was not getting the attention he deserved.
Yeah.
For the season he was having and how good he was playing, there was like no media attention whatsoever. Yeah. I don't remember ever hearing him talked about on SportsCenter or
I
any
don't
of
watch
the
any of
other
that shit.
or any of the other ESPN shows. And I mean, they said about the playoffs, he averaged 27 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, over a steal, shot 40% from 3, 45 from the field, and about 75 from the free throw line in 7 games in the playoffs. He turned it up, and I don't see why he can't replicate that, but in the entirety of next season.
Yeah. Yep. So that is my number 4, Paolo.
All right, number 3,
Wait, who was your number 4?
Paulo.
Oh, okay. You might have said that. I don't remember, honestly.
Number 3, I have Kevin Durant.
I also have Kevin Durant at 3.
Oh shit!
Our
We're
top
locked
4
in.
might be the same. Might be the same.
All depends on 1 and 2 at this point.
Yeah.
But Kevin Durant, I mean, he's still a really, really good player.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also to the point where it's just like he's kind of just grandfathered in.
I mean, shit, he was All-NBA second team this year. So, like, he's still locked in.
Yeah, and he's locked in, but it's also the point where it's kind of like LeBron, where it's just like he's gonna be here.
Yeah.
He's gonna be here almost no matter what. I mean, he was 9th in MVP voting, All-Star, 27 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, shot over 40% from 3, over 50% from the field, and almost 86% from the free throw line, which is just crazy splits.
I mean, he's always been,
splits.
he's always been a crazy efficient player, which is, again, like I said, nuts for a guy that's damn near 7 foot tall, or he is 7 foot tall.
I think he is. I think he is.
Like, Kevin Durant was one of those guys that I think just like 95% of NBA fans, it was like a love to hate relationship with him because of obviously like the Golden State thing. And then he went to Brooklyn, and I've always appreciated Kevin Durant. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I've never appreciated him, but I was like, yeah, like you kind of like a lot of people with the Heat. Like, you just like, oh, I hate Kevin Durant. He went to the Warriors, and then he went to Brooklyn, and I kind of like I kind of lost a lot of that like hate, you could say, in parentheses, for him, because like that was just a cool team. Like the first year, the Kyrie Irving and the Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, like before they got James Harden, I thought that was a really cool team. And that was the year. No, that was the year before they lost to Boston. Or maybe that was what was that year? Because I know the one year they lost to the Bucks, and that was because Kevin Durant's foot was on the line. But I think it was the season before. Was it the season before they got swept by the Celtics, or was it the season after?
It was the season after, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be honest.
How long was
it was the 2022 playoffs. Was when Brooklyn got swept by Boston.
Okay, yeah, because James Harden wasn't on that team, was he? He was already in Philly by that point in time.
I don't know.
I don't remember him being there for that long. But was it like a season and a half?
No, he was.
I don't remember James Harden being on that team that long.
It has it on the player roster, but let me deep dive a little bit. He was in Brooklyn. He got traded there in the 2021 season. Then he got traded in the 21-22 season. So he got traded to Philly midway through the year. So he was not part of the team that got swept.
I was gonna say, I don't. What the fuck am I watching on 2K right now? We gotta get through this. we just got a crazy upskirt shot for her, and I was like, no, we got to get through that. We cannot be having that. But yeah, no, like just that team before James Harden, I just thought was super cool. Because it was the most like dominant version I think we saw Kevin Durant since OKC. Like, obviously they were dominant in Golden State, but that's the team. Like, but him in Brooklyn, he was just going nuts, like individually.
He was.
And I just always thought, like, because he damn near averaged, it was 29.9. He averaged 30 basically that season, and that was an insane season. And yeah, dude, like, and then he goes to Phoenix, and everybody's like, okay, because that was the year. No, that was like 2 years after they were in the finals, and I was like, okay, bro, like, and I don't really hold it against Kevin Durant anymore. I just don't like that Phoenix team. There's just like,
yeah, I don't care for that Phoenix team either.
And it's like, not only like do I just not care for them, I also just don't like the team in general. The fact that like they're not a well-built team either. Like, they're just not good to look at.
Yeah,
in a sense of like basketball wise, like, it's a guy, Kevin Durant. Devin Booker are two phenomenal players, two of the best players in the league. But it's like, and then you have Bradley Beal, who like at one point in time was really, really good, averaging 30 points per game. And then other than that, it's like, damn, this team sucks. And like, it sucks that like as great of a career as Kevin Durant has, this is kind of like the twilight of his career on a team like this. Like, obviously, I don't want to see him go to a Golden State again, or like what would be the team now? He would like go to like Denver or some shit like that. Like, I wouldn't like to see that. Not that Denver can afford. No, yeah, right. But with the way the second apron works now, I don't think there's even a chance he can go to a team like that, which is probably for the better.
Unless he takes a massive pay cut, but I don't think he would ever do that.
Yeah, I would just like to see him. I don't know. Like, I would just like to see Kevin Durant on a team where it's like, Kevin Durant should still be competitive in this league. He's one of those legends, just like Curry. Curry not being in the playoffs is weird. Kevin Durant getting swept in the first round, or losing in the first round. Or yeah, getting swept in the first round, weird. LeBron losing in the first round, weird. Like, all these legends not being in the playoff runs is just weird.
But this is also a passing of the torch to the younger
100%.
generation.
And I'm so down for that too, but it's like, I hate seeing that they're going out like this.
Yeah.
Like, I think for how great the players, like I said, between KD, LeBron, Curry, even a guy like Russell Westbrook, like, for them to be so great for so long and then end their careers where they just simply can't make it past their first round for multiple years, it's like, damn. You know what I mean?
CP3.
Yeah, CP3 is another one. Like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. And Russell Westbrook's obviously signed with Denver, so maybe he does make it to the finals this year, but it's like, it's not going to be the same. This isn't 2017, 2018 Russell Westbrook on the Nuggets that, like, is going to be one of the best players on the team. But I do think Russell Westbrook could actually be pretty good for the Nuggets. He could give, like, just a good guy off the bench, like a good scorer, guy that can pass, score, just bring high energy off the bench. So, but that's getting away, obviously. But yeah, like I said, Kevin Durant, man, one of the best players ever. I really do think that. I don't know where he stands. Definitely top 20, I think. Am I wrong for that? Okay.
I think he's top 20, especially with how he scores and the MVP and everything else that he has under his belt.
Genuinely one if not the best scorer I've ever watched.
I think he is the best scorer.
Like, just Duke can score from literally anywhere. Like, and it's easy. You're 7 foot tall. You can shoot over 80% of the people in the NBA.
Yeah. Man's literally, like, I've seen clips of it. He'll do a post fade or something, and there's no way to contest it.
Literally.
Because of how high he shoots the ball, and it's almost impossible. You basically just gotta hope he misses.
Yeah.
That's pretty much just the long and short of it.
All right. Number 2. I'll give my number 2 first.
Okay.
There's 2 players it can be. I think everybody knows this.
Yep.
I'm just curious. And maybe I'll get some hate with this because of the way things ended for both these players. My number 2 is Jason Tatum.
Oh. My number 2 is Giannis.
I had a feeling. It's tough, man. These guys are both so fucking good.
I feel like this is just a 50-50.
Like, this is...
You know what I mean? It's whoever you... I shouldn't say whoever you prefer, but it's kind of just like... I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
You know what came down to the determining factor for me? Because I can read off all their stats and shit like that, but it's not going to... In my opinion, when it comes to these two, I'm going to tell you what the difference was. The deal breaker was for me.
The Bucks had a worse team, but posted a really good record.
No.
They were top 3.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope, nothing to do with the teams.
Oh, okay.
When you think of Jason Tatum, you think of a top 10, maybe fringe top 5 player in this league. When you think of Giannis, you think of a top 3, possibly best player in the league.
Yeah.
And that was my deal breaker. And like I said, it's just... I have a hard... I know it's based off of last season, and again, I cannot fault Tatum being at 1 for you. I'm not gonna... I can't talk down on Tatum being 1. All I can do is say that I use the philosophy of 1 is arguably the best player in the league, and 1 is top 10.
Okay.
And I have a hard time putting a guy that's like top 10 over a guy that's borderline arguably number 1.
Like I said, like you said, I can't default you for putting Giannis 1 because I sat here for about 10 minutes just debating on 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They are literally neck and neck. It's like I can't be mad at either one.
And people will be like, oh, well, Giannis averaged 30 points and damn near 12 rebounds with about 7 assists. Well, who else on that Bucks team is scoring other than Dame?
Yeah. Yeah.
Without passing the ball, can get the ball and just score.
That is true.
Dame can. Maybe Chris Middleton. Maybe.
Yeah.
But then when you flip it to the other side for the Celtics, you got Chris Kristaps, Jaylen Brown, Derek White is decent at it. He's not great. Same thing with, like, I feel like there are more scores on the Celtics, so it takes away from Tatum's points.
Mm-hmm.
Which at this point, I don't think Tatum really cares.
That's true.
Because he just wants the chip. But no, it's just I almost feel like this is kind of like a 1A 1B type situation. There's like either one is fine. Like, either one at 1 is good.
Yeah.
But like your reasoning, I completely understand it. One, top 3 arguably greatest player in the league right now. Shin's best player in the league. The other guy is top 10.
Yeah,
I can totally understand it.
That's pretty much what like I said, that's pretty much what my thing is. Like, I have a hard time putting somebody you pretty much just said my argument. And again, Tatum just won the NBA Finals. Like, it's easy to be like, oh yeah, he's number 1 because of that. And it's like, no, I can't argue either way.
Like I said, with the list, it's 1 and 2, but I feel like this is more of a 1A 1B type situation. It's just whoever you think had a better season and whoever you think did more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me personally, I had Tatum at 1. You know, some people may argue that, and it's fine. Everyone has their own opinion on the matter.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty solid list. If you want to go through 10 through 1 and just kind of list off who you had.
At number 10, I had Julius Randle. Number 9, Lauri Markkanen. Number 8, Evan Mobley. Number 7, Pascal Siakam. Number 6, Zion Williamson. Number 5, Karl Anthony Towns. Number 4, Paolo Banchero. Number 3, Kevin Durant. Number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And number 1, Jason Tatum.
All right, and I'll go ahead and give my list. I have number 10, Aaron Gordon. Number 9, Julius Randle. Number 8, Evan Mobley. 7, Pascal Siakam. 6, Lauri Markkanen. 5, Zion Williamson. 4, Paolo. 3, Kevin Durant. 2, Jason Tatum. 1, Giannis. And then shout out Kat, who I forgot to put on the list. Yeah, that's a rough one to miss. I'm mad I missed that one for sure. For sure. But yeah, that's our list. Is there anything you want to like kind of talk about before we get up out of here?
Not really. I've been having a great time playing College Football 25. Go check out Paul's YouTube channel.
Yeah, Cloud2K. Shout out Cloud2K. Put out a few videos. I just had one come out today. We're in the Rice series, man. George Cooper leading the Rice to a decent start to the season. I have the next episode recorded. It's being edited right now. I'm not going to give you any spoilers on that one. You just have to go check it out. We are on the road to 200. We're about 12 away. I think we're into like the high 180s right now. So it's us surely but steadily growing. It's taken a while, but it is growing. And yeah, I just appreciate all the support on that channel. For this channel too, like I know it's tough for new podcasts, especially nowadays, to kind of grow and, especially with us not having any visuals at the moment, we're still trying to figure that kind of thing out. But yeah, no, I just appreciate all you guys that watch. And yeah, anything else?
Not really. That's about all I got.
All right, well, that is going to do it for this episode of Time Out with J&G, and we will see all you guys in the next one. Peace.